Drafting the best fucking tweet ever.
I'm getting there, bro. I'm getting there.
And we lost J-Ben's camera for a second.
No,
Right.
I fix it.
Wait,
No, okay. All right, we good?
Jesus, he just doesn't want me in here.
That's what it is. All right, what's good, everybody? You are now listening to three connoisseurs of internet-based content and opinion givers of trends within the gaming culture. I am J Weeks 23, along with J Ben and Show No Mercy, and we are the content junkies. Gentlemen, what is up with you?
Oh my god, those intros.
Oh, what is going on?
They're getting better and better. Jesus.
I mean, it sounded the same to me, but I mean, the first one was perfect, so.
That was pretty good. I like it. Starting it off good.
Yeah. Well, it is good with everybody.
How's everybody doing?
We're here again with the second episode. We've popped a cherry now. It's just smooth sailing from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
We hope so.
I hope so.
That's smooth sailing. I can't guarantee that. No.
I think we should just kind of jump into it. Fuck the small talk, you know? I hate small talk.
You hate
talk.
small talk? Why do you hate small talk?
That's gonna turn to a longer conversation, sir.
We'll make it brief. Why do you hate small talk? Just a quick reason.
It's pointless. If I don't care if I know you, if we're standing together waiting for something or something like that, and you say, "Hey, how about that weather?" or some shit like that, I'm not gonna answer you. I'm like, don't fucking talk to me about the fucking weather. The weather means nothing to me. My coworker today was eating like a peanut butter or something. She's like, I ate this whole jar of peanut butter. I'm like, I don't care.
On this edition of the podcast, we're going to be talking about J-Week's hatred for small talk and his coworkers.
and like I legit said it to her. I said, what? I don't care. Who the fuck cares about peanut butter? Or the fact that you ate it. The fuck?
What did she say to that? What did she say to that?
She called me rude.
That is rude.
No, that's when I stopped. I said, no,
we
it's
are
not. You know what? I said, you should appreciate. Fucking honesty.
Guys, let's get off track as the podcast goes on, not from the start of the podcast.
All right.
Oh
Anyway.
my god.
So, I think the overarching topic we are trying to tackle tonight is success and content creation within the gaming space, and also attached to that, do you need a team/org to be successful? I feel like I need to go off of what you guys said, because you guys have spent more time in teams and organizations than I have. So I feel like I'm gonna let you take the lead on this, and we'll see how it goes.
Also, I think you'll add in a good perspective because you've not spent much time at all. Other than, didn't you were in one team with?
Oh, I was, but I did that. I cared very little.
Okay.
That team equaled small talk to me. I cared very little about it.
One team where he gets randomly added to this chat full of a bunch of kids that he doesn't know, and he's 20 years older than every one of them. I mean, it's kind of like our chat, but
it's exactly like your chat. But yeah,
we're just funnier.
Yeah.
Plus, you can talk about Sharp in our chat. That's even more fun.
So, J-Ben, why don't you start it off, because you're the leader of front.
All right, let me pull up my little notepad here,
please.
So with the overall topic of do you need an org for your success? I feel like it's a very simple statement or question, but it's also very complex at the same time, because you look at it and you see so many people within the gaming scene that have gone from team to team, and they've gotten their success from doing that, because as you join an org or a team and they blow up, then you're part of that. You're bound to blow up with them in a way. But then you also see the people that kind of are like, fuck that, I'm not joining an org at all. I'm doing this all on my own. I said we're going to stay away from swearing today, because of the YouTube algorithm and everything. But yeah, so
I've already blew that up. Don't you worry about it.
Well, so yeah, it turns into a very kind of complex thing, because you got mixed opinions on it. You have people that have been able to do it all on their own because they kind of not, I mean, some of them have their own personality, some of them have their own niche that they hit with everything, and they prefer to kind of run solo with content creation, and they don't really need that support from an org, versus others who maybe don't even need the support from an org, but kind of just want the culture of being in there, and knowing that people are going to support them, knowing that they can grow with a group of people. So it brings up a complex question in it, and first of all, like the purpose of being in an org, I guess, and in my opinion, like obviously I'm within management within an org, so I guess it's a little bit biased, but um, the way I look at it, like it brings in a whole different group of people. There's constantly people coming in and out. You meet so many different people. It grows your connections within the community. Um, you don't necessarily need support from them, and I'll get into that later, but it definitely builds your connections, I think. And obviously, if the org does blow up, you're part of that. You're gonna ride that train with them. So
Yeah. I mean, I've also been in teams for, years, and probably since like maybe around like 2014. That's when like I joined. First team was Thrust, and I think it definitely helped with like everybody supporting each other. I mean, back then, like everybody, I feel like was a lot more supportive. You drop a link in there and you get 200 likes, like on things really quickly. So like, I really don't think that teams are like a bad thing. If anything, they're just gonna help you. But I definitely don't think it's necessary though, because if you're producing good content and you're putting good stuff out there, like people in the organization that you're shooting for, they're gonna see it. There's been plenty of people that have like soloed and ended up coming up and just getting into like good teams right off the bat, just because they produce good content. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that and agree with all that, and I understand the point of view, and we said earlier, I've never been in like org or team like that, but I'm also the type of person that I don't like. I like to just depending on me, and that's it. And I'm focused on what I'm doing, and not worrying about what anyone else is doing, and their goals. Like I don't like the idea of me personally, at least me personally, like like, hey, let's do this thing together. If it's something I don't want to fucking do, then I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And like now we don't sound like a team now, do we?
Yeah.
But in the end, I do understand. Like some people I understand people do it sometimes just to get that name in front of their name.
Yeah,
That
the
because
clout.
yes, because the team is obviously bigger than themselves. Or it's also just for the reach. I mean, generally, if I was to, that would be the main goal. Like, it wouldn't be because I'm looking for any kind of fucking camaraderie or anything like that, and it'd be for reach. But in the end, I'm like, that's not fair to people who actually want to do it for camaraderie and grow and this, that, and other, whatever.
yeah.
My problem is I think there seems to be a lot of either teams or orgs. I like to focus more on orgs than I do teams. I feel like teams are fleeting. I
I just
feel
want to
like
bring up quick. Sorry. When we talk about teams versus orgs, the way I look at it, a team is like something you'd see in like the Call of Duty community, like a group of
yeah,
people that are collectively making content together. An org is when you turn that team into a business standpoint, and you're looking to one day hopefully make it a tier one, and you make it a 100 Thieves or an Optic Gaming or whatever that is to you, and you start making it more into a business.
that's when I think about something like that. If I was to not order, if I was to get involved with some type of group, it wouldn't be a team. It'd be an organization, someone that has a bigger purpose, a bigger goal in mind, and it's not about the money. But I know that they're not just narrowly focused down the lane of a certain game. And basically you're basically just a group of kids on the internet when you're a team, if you ask me. I know the Call of Duty
I
community
get
will
what you're saying.
probably string me up for saying shit like that. but it is what it is. You're basically just a group of kids on the internet that are doing things together,
I mean,
maybe playing.
I think it's really good if you're like small and just starting out, and like even though like I know J-Ben, you said that not J-Ben, J-Weeks, you said that you don't like supporting other people's content, you Snake, but
I didn't say
you,
that. I didn't say that at all.
yeah,
I
you
got
did.
something to bring up on
Wait,
that
yeah, you did.
eventually.
You said that you didn't like seeing what other people's goals are.
I don't think
He said no.
I didn't phrase it that way. That's not the way I meant it.
Oh, okay.
He said it in a way of like he has his specific goals that he wants to reach. He doesn't want the teams or orgs goals to interfere with his in any way.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Okay.
So like
Well,
if he has a goal
all
to
I
put
was
out
gonna
a
say
certain content.
was like in the beginning when you have like no views, like the 30 people that are in that team, everybody's like liking each other's stuff, so it does give you that very first like initial boost to like at least continue making content or at least getting your name out there, at least a little bit.
This is my perfect time to bring this up because this is a topic that I have hated people talking about. Like Edril, for example, brought this up in our grinders chat for front the other day, and it made perfect sense to me, and I completely agree with them on it. There are so many people that go into a team or go into an org or just even like plug chats, for example, like those people that'll make big ass Twitter chats so that it's like, hey, support my video and I'll support yours. I don't agree with any of that in any way. If you're joining a team, you're joining an org, no matter how big or small you are, you have to be there to make content. Like if you want to be a real creator, like every like that you get from there, sure, you'll build connections. Connections are a great thing. That's a whole separate deal because then you're growing with people. If you are like putting stuff in there and expecting these likes from people regardless of if they actually like your content or not, and you're just expecting them to drop a like or a comment on something, I don't agree with that in any way, because that's just fake, that's fake support in a way. And they, even if they don't like the video or don't like what you're making in any way, if they're supporting it, then that's just not even real.
Don't you think most people are fake on here though? Because like you said, everybody has the same goal, J-Ben. And I mean, even though I'm friends with all you guys, I'll join all your guys' stream, I'll support you guys, and like it's because we're friends, like, and I guess I'm just not an asshole, but I would really say different. Like 80% of the people out there that like will come and go to all your streams and all that stuff, they're really only in it for either their self or to get clout off of just talking in your chat, or trying to get in the team, like trying to dick ride, like so I mean, like it's kind of hard.
I'll get into that a little bit more later. Yeah,
it's the highest. It's fucking like 95% from what I've seen.
At least what I'm saying with this, for I'll get into like grinding for a team and different stuff like that later, and my problems and what I think that you should do with it. But for this specific topic of support and everything like that, if you are coming into a team and you are like posting things in a chat anywhere and you are just expecting support off of it, that's not how you grow. Like, sure, you'll pull like maybe 10 people will like your video, that's something, but like they're not actually people that are going to continuously come back and support that unless you're building connections. If it's connection, it's different. If you have like, for example, our chat that we have of friends, like we talk to each other every day in that. So like if somebody puts up a video, yeah, I'll like their video, but I also support them and I support what they're doing. If it's a circumstance where you're saying like, you're posting something in a chat and you're like, hey, I think that you guys like need to like this, like you're just expecting support from them and not regardless of if they like the content that you're making or not, that's when it becomes a different thing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because you're not actually growing based on your content at that point. You're not getting you're not getting people that specifically like you for your content. You're just getting likes at that point. You're just getting support for, who knows if your content is good, who knows if it'll ever, it could get some likes on it, but it may never hit the algorithm because maybe that many people don't like that topic of what you're making your stuff on. So
like the unfortunate part for me, at least when I sit back and look at it all, I look at orgs and teams on my timeline, is that my perceived fakeness of it. I feel like these kids are grinding for something. Most time I think they're grinding for the name. And it seems like they do whatever they need to do to get that name, whether it be suck dick or kiss ass or whatever else. But they're doing it. But the fakeness is the fact that no one. I think the support, like you said, I think the support's not real, and I think no one ever really grows. The thing of it is, I see people in organizations that have been there a while and kind of already are engrossed in that, and then obviously seem to act like they're lifers or whatever for the shit. And it's their family, and I see them not growing at all. Like they're getting there's some grinders for that particular team that are getting more views than they are. And so I'm like when I sit back and look at it, I'm trying to understand. Okay, you're in this team, and you're in a supposed higher position and whatnot. Why aren't you growing as a content creator within it? That's when I see things like that. That's what makes me wonder. So, what is the point of being in the team? I can be friends with all you. I'm friends with 6 to 10 fucking front members, but I don't need to be in front.
Well, I mean, there is the only thing that I will say is like if you do produce good content, and like I've seen it with front like multiple times. I think Edrol has actually been on the front page before. Like, you know, they do something like say like the G Fuel advertisement, or if there's like a funny thing that happens in their stream, or if you're a sniper and you hit some like ridiculous fucking shot, you know, like it's gonna be like posted on the team chat, and that's what like blows people the fuck up. Like, for example, there's that one kid from actually he's not a kid, I think he's like a bit older. His name is Rye Dog, and I remember I was in the Grinders chat and era with him a long time ago, and he was in some like crappier small team, and then he was in the Grinders chat, got in the era, hit like a bunch of crazy stuff on Cold War. He kept on getting posted on the Era Eternity Twitter, and then he got into Obey. So I mean, like in that case, the team definitely did help him, because if he wasn't in a team, yeah, the clip probably would have blown up, but like he wouldn't have gotten that much recognition for it. And then Obey definitely would not have seen it, even if it is just a clip that blew up. The chance that people from Obey are really going to constantly see his name over and over again, it's not going to happen. So I mean, if you're trying to grow team wise, I mean, there are certain ways where I think it does work, but in the instance that you're talking about, yes, I agree.
Here's the thing. You kind of brought up something there that I also see a lot of, and it's someone grinds for a team, gets in said team, and then basically as soon as they get in said team, they have their name, and it says hashtag, and they have a better team beside it.
Yeah, so, I see people.
And then they announce they're grinding for said whatever better organization or whatever. Like, what was the point in grinding for this team? I mean, you've been in this team a week.
People are just trying to get to the top. Like that's just
I understand
what it is.
But if you're doing it that way, I don't think the team, that name beside your name means anything.
This is so funny to me because like
okay, go.
I think it illegitimizes it for me, to be honest with you. This whole thing, it really does. Because when I take a step back and I see a lot of people doing shit like that, and all the fake support, it makes me see orgs and teams in not a very positive light.
Dude, I mean,
think of it. I know J Ben, so I know it is. But think of it, you know, a lot of them though, and a lot of people who tend to involve themselves in it and think they need to be in it to succeed. And these, I don't know. Maybe J Ben, go ahead.
Because like I think we're looking at it because like we're on the inside and we're looking at it like from like our content creator side, but like if you think of it from the fan side, like think about like a little kid that like pulls into a lobby, like, and you have Obey in your name. Chances are he doesn't even know who the fuck you are, but like you have Obey in your name, and then he's gonna go follow you just for that. So like from a fan standpoint, yes, the name literally does matter. Like people are just liking your stuff and going and watching your content solely because of the team that you're in. Like people like us, no, we will not, because we're on the inside and we're looking at it from a different angle. But definitely on the fan side, like even back in the day when FaZe was just blowing up, bro, there were people like that would freak out just getting in a lobby with people from FaZe just because of the team that they're in, you know? So it's like it definitely is different from a fan standpoint. That's really all they care about.
This is
Partly.
so like the way or the reason that I love this topic so much is because we get like 3 different perspectives from it, because we have Mercy, who has like grinded for teams before. We have Jay Weeks, he's grinded for front a little bit, but then eventually he was just like, nah, it's not for me. Like he didn't want to grind because he was like, I don't like this. I don't see the point in it. Then we have me that sits on the management standpoint, and I'm like, I'm looking at this happening in front of me. So it's funny to get like different perspectives.
Yeah,
on
that's
it.
why
But,
this is like good conversation.
So
Let's
get into
the grinding. Yeah. Wow, we're on the same page.
I mean, like grinding or in the team. Like for specifically, all I was saying about the support in a team is you should be in a team for or an org, whatever you want to call it. I'm tired of separating between these two. You should be in there for networking purposes and like building, a group of people that do similar content to you and that want to, have similar goals to you. That's the way that I see it. If you are going into a team and getting in that, the team chat and being like, hey, this is great. Now I'm in here. I can go and post my stuff in here and like everybody will like it. That's, there's 100 people in this chat. That's automatically 100 likes. Like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
and
I
I
wish that
hate when
worked that
people
way.
do that. I'm down for people posting their videos in there for those who do want to click on them and, do like the content that they're making. But say you have somebody in the team that's, plays a completely different game. They're like, no, I hate that game. Like, you can't expect these people to just like that out of, even if they don't like the video. So like that's all I was getting on with that. As far as getting into a grinding standpoint, I have kind of like, I don't know, I have mixed feelings on it, because it at one point, it was a good thing where, people are going for a team and there's, trying to get themselves out there so that the people that are higher up within the management of the team can see that and they can, figure out who they want to scout next. But then it's over time turned into something where, like grinding became a specific term, and there's people that are, it's become, I saw a tweet recently and it said grinding has turned more into who can yell the org's name the loudest rather than who is actually wanting, to grind for that org. And it makes complete sense to me, because, you have people that are sitting there and they want the team, more than they want to work for the team. If that makes sense. And honestly, like if you're grinding for a team, you shouldn't be grinding for the team. You should be grinding for yourself. Like, the team comes with that. So me being from a management perspective of it, I'm constantly scouting people. Do I look in our grinders chat? Of course. But the people that stand out to you aren't the people that are yelling, hey, I can't wait to be in front. I love front so much, blah, blah, blah. And I do appreciate those people so much as fans of the org. But if you're doing that on a standpoint of thinking that gets you into the team, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. And that should be a wake-up call to some people, because like what you should be doing, it won't, but what you should be doing is growing your own content, focusing on what is making, like, what is the difference from the people that are currently in that org now and you, and where are they to the next level where you're not. So you should be using this as a system for figuring out what you can do better to grow yourself and get that org to scout you, rather than yell the name of the org as loud as you can for, a year straight and then be like, why am I not in the team yet? It doesn't work that way.
So my opinion on the whole grinding thing is I think it's completely stupid. I don't like seeing tweets where people are grinding for a team. I don't really think that it makes too much sense. Like back in the day, I don't even remember when that whole bullshit really even started, because back in the day I never saw that. Like people, I mean, every once in a while I did see people put the hashtag, whatever, like if I was doing hashtag Sith Mercy or something, I saw that. But like an actual like grind tweet, like I don't really see how that like really gets people's attention too much. I mean, if you hit something crazy, maybe like adding some of the leaders or something, but like just people that like constantly are saying, I'm grinding for this team, I'm grinding for this team. It's like, dude, like, I don't know, like I felt like it was much different back then. Like say you're in Sith and like you're doing like really good, you're popping out good content, you're hitting good clips, like you're getting a lot of views and stuff, and like Obey like comes into like your DMs like and asks you to get in. Like it's different, rather than you like asking for it and then like receiving it. It's like you earned it, and like they like gave it to you. Like I feel like it's just different, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and honestly, am I so when I saw like I mean I used to be in the COD community like I don't even know, what was it, like 2014, 2015, something like that. Then I took a long break and then I came back to all of this shit. That I would say it is most prevalent in the COD community more than anything. Um, but like this whole hashtag thing, I think it was started as a way to show like loyalty, where it's like, hey, I want to be here. I want to let you guys know that I want to be here, and that you like this is the org that I want to join, and I don't want to be anywhere else. And that makes sense in my eyes, to show them that that's where you want to be, that's
I
what your
think
goal
that's
is. That makes
bullshit
sense.
though.
But no, but where it turns to bullshit is it's turned now into something where, especially in the COD community, you have people that are saying hashtag whatever team, then they grind for that team, then they get into that team, and then next thing you know, once they're in that team and they get just a little bit bored, and or they're not getting the support that they thought they were going to be getting, then it's hashtag to the next team.
No,
And it's
yeah,
just like it's like they're
exactly.
trying to climb rungs to a fucking ladder, man. And that's just, if you want to do that, don't climb rungs on the ladder where it's going to take you 15 stops to get to where you actually want to be and actually, feel happy with yourself in. Just go for that originally, even if it's a big goal. Grow your own content or grow whatever you're doing until you get there. You don't have to climb, rung by rung up different teams, hopping from one to one, and then all of a sudden, get to where you want to be. That's going to take you forever, and it's going to take you a lot of, hating from people, going from just one team and then all of a sudden, boom, you're on to the next one. So
I don't like the idea of grinder chat, to be honest with you. Like I don't like the idea.
I don't either.
Here,
Actually,
here,
I really don't.
here it is. Let me lay out grinders chat for you. And why.
Yeah, this is Jay-Weeds' topic.
First of all, the fucking term grinders has a negative connotation to me. I don't want to grind for any fucking thing. All right. My thing is, if I'm doing something right out here, I'm growing my brand. I'm making content that is noticeable. You'll come find me. I'm not gonna come find you. Okay.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? And now putting a group of 50 fucking kids in there kissing ass constantly,
Kissing ass, baby,
and not putting out any content, but the likes and retweets they do on, let's use Front for a fucking example. Liking
grinders are gonna fucking hate you.
I don't that is absolutely fine. They can all kiss my ass. How about that? So they're in there kissing ass constantly, and then they come, oh, I've been grinding for not 6 months. Oh, I've been grinding for 9 months. Yeah, you want to know why? Because you haven't worked on you and what you're doing. You're worrying about portraying something to this team. Stop. Grinders chat is stupid. And if you need a way to find new recruits, then fine, do the fucking hashtag thing, but have zero fucking grinders chat. So where you and your team, J-Ben, can search that hashtag and like here's some people that are interested in doing something, but they're not out here constantly just licking your ball sack from one side to the other.
Honestly, in my opinion too, is that especially if you're trying to, like, this is for you, J-Ben, like especially if like you're trying to grow Front to be this big thing, like I don't really think there's fucking like obey and soar grinder chats or even a phase grinder chat. Like it's like they already have their tier set already made. So you shouldn't be looking at 20 people that you think might be good enough and want to wait until they get good enough. You should be looking at the people where you see them one time and you're like, "Oh, let me check out this dude's content." And then like he's already got his shit set. He's already really good. Like, even if he's like a little bit smaller, if the content is good and you think that he's good enough, then he should just be talked about and just maybe have a conversation with a couple people and then do it. And if not, then not. But I do think it's very pointless to have 20 people and probably 5 to 10 of them have zero chance of getting in, and the other 10 are just on the borderline of getting in, but they don't have the determination, or they're you're right, too busy kissing ass, and they don't have their mindset straight. So like it's not going to happen. You're going to get 1 out of 20, and that takes what, 3 months to pull somebody out the grinders chat? It's stupid. I think you should just focus yourself on the people that are already set and the people that are already deserving of it, because they're out there, there's no reason for it.
Okay.
Even when you're not solo, you should always act accordingly. Even when you're not
Alright.
solo, you should always act accordingly. I would rather see you pick up someone that is the most entertaining fucking streamer in the world, but has 0 fucking viewers.
Yes.
I mean, production, entertaining, whatever, all that shit, right? And it has 0 viewers. I'd rather see you pick up him than anyone I see in Grinders chat that has decent, decent production.
Oh, hold on. Blue says
decently entertaining.
But Blue says, what about the kids that are straight up not good enough? This is a very good thing. We'll just touch on it very briefly. I think they should just be, just like what J-Ben told his daughter Mia. Tell him straight up, you're not good enough. There were so many
She's not my
people.
daughter.
Oh my! I'm sorry. You
Just
guys
call me
name
my
are
real
so
name.
close, it's
Just call me by my real name from now on. JC.
Yeah,
JC,
just
dude,
JC. Yeah, I think that's complete bullshit. I was in Era Grinders chat and I saw multiple people that just like were not fucking good enough at all, and they led them on and like all this. It's like, wow, that's even worse of a waste of time, to be honest. It's a waste of, even if you do think that Grinders chat is a good idea, there's so many people that do not deserve it. It's unbelievable. Like, and especially the tweets where it's like, oh, tweet me if you want in the Grinders chat. Like, oh yeah, I'm 6 years old and I play Fortnite. Let me just get in this Grinders chat. Like, I mean, it's stupid. Like, doesn't make sense.
All right. Here, I'm gonna take my shoes off for you here. I want you to step out of your shoes and take a step into mine here.
Okay.
So you look at it from a management perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So what does a Grinders chat do for you? First of all, there's two two of your goals within managing a team are, one, you're going to be constantly scouting players. You're not usually going to the Grinders chat. Like you look at Front, for example. We're not going into the Grinders chat and pulling, like, every recruit doesn't come from that chat. For the most part, we like maybe 5% of the recruits that we have come from that chat. And that's, you still have, about 5% chat or chance out of the, however many people in there, whatever. So where we are looking to pick up the larger names, the bigger people, the people that already have it, thought out, the people that we know have a community behind them, they know what they're doing, their content is what we are specifically looking for. We're going to scout them out. We're going to find those people. I have found, I have a list of YouTubers compiled of people that I have been looking at that I think are good enough to join the org, and we got to reach out to them. But as far as the other aspect that comes into it is building a community. Your main goal over everything is to build a community. So if you have a chat of, I think the max limit 75, we were hitting the max limit in Grinders chat at one point. So let's say you have a chat of 75 people, and every single one of those people is not only supporting the org, but then you can say out of those 75 people, maybe one of them has been building on their content. And there's usually more than one. But yes, I get what you're saying. There's a lot of people that are in there to yell the name the loudest. There's a lot of people in there to kiss ass as much as they can, and there's a lot of people that just look at the team and the aspect of being in there more than they look at their own stuff and say, what can I get better at? That does happen, 100%. Am I down to give advice to any of those people on what they can grow on every day? Of course. But that's the first thing it gives you. It gives you connections being in there. You are immediately in there where you can ask questions. You can DM the leads. You have direct connection to the leads of the divisions and the founders. You have out of there a place that you can put your content where you know that there's people from front or whatever org checking those chats, and they, you know what, maybe one of those people will have a video where you're like, holy shit, this person's content's really good and their numbers are growing, I like this. And you know what, it might happen for you one day as you build on your content. But that's why I think you need to be, I don't think you need to necessarily be in the grinders chat. I think it is helpful if you are growing on your own content and you're not just there to, you know, claim your spot in the team and say, like, I've been grinding for so long and I'm so loyal to this team, why am I not in yet? It's never on a time basis. It's based on your content and what you are doing to better yourself to be in there.
J-Ben, if you say that you have a whole list of content creators and everything else, like, all up in there, then why, and if only 5% of the people come from the grinders chat, then what's the reasoning of having it at all? Wouldn't it be better to just exit and just focus your time on something else? I'm just curious.
Because think about it. So you have not only that chance of having some people that come in there and they do produce good enough content to bring into the team, you have people that are actually in there to grow their stuff. So, you know, maybe if they're not good enough now, maybe they're DMing the leads, maybe they're figuring out what they can improve on to be in the team one day. And if that's their main goal, then, you know, then so be it.
Okay, I get
they can grow on their stuff, and who knows, eventually we've had multiple people come into the org that have done that, and they've grown on their stuff from being in there and from communicating. But the other thing that it does is you have a community of 75 people in there that are, you know, constantly there to, whenever you put something in that chat too, like, that's say what we released our RC, for example. We could have released that RC and said, you know what, whoever on Twitter, whoever on YouTube, whoever sees this, you know, is there. But we were able to get a chat of 75 people together from that RC to consistently be there showing us their stuff. Not all of them were, you know, top tier by any means, but there was some people that were in there that we thought were good enough for it. And that's a whole community of people there to, you know, kind of motivate each other to get to where they want to be too. So,
Mercy.
Yes.
Do you need to be in an organization to grow?
Do I?
No. Do you? No. Just in general, generally speaking, and yes or no, please.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to do anything.
J-Ben, same question.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay. All right. Does it help? Both of you. That's for both of you. Does it help?
Yes. 100%.
It depends. It depends.
It helps if you have your own drive. If people, just like what we said before, if you think that getting in the team is going to blow you up and people just are going to like your stuff and you're going to make it to the higher up tier from that, no, it's not. But if you have the determination to do it and you're doing all the right things, you're producing good content, and you're in the team, yes, then the algorithm hits for you.
Tell me if I'm off. Go ahead.
Okay. For me, it fully depends on the type of person that you are. You could be somebody that, you know, feeds off of those connections of people. You want to collaborate with different people. You want to get different ideas, you know, and you want to grow with a community of people. Then yes, if you're the type of person that says, I have my own goals in my content, I want to only stick to this, I don't care what, you know, anybody else thinks, I want to do this and I want to grow with it, you don't need an org. You can do it on your own. So,
do we think there's an age gate to this?
No.
Meaning, no. Not meaning that you have to be a certain age or you know, whatever, blah blah blah. You know, or saying that I'm too old to be in it. Not that. I'm saying, are you? This is the way I feel. I feel like younger people are more inclined to want to strive to be in an org or a team than say an older person would.
Yeah.
When I say older, I don't mean someone like my age, but still an older than teenager to 20s
Well,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
because you got a lot of time on your hands.
I don't think it's that. I don't even think it's that. I think it's it's what they grew up seeing.
Yeah.
Especially if they are in the Call of Duty realm or if they're just in the content creation realm, they still see people. I mean, they can get on Twitch right now and go with some of the biggest streamers, and they're still connected to something.
I think there is an age thing behind it, honestly. Like, because you saw yourself, like you tried out a team before and you went into there and you were like, this is just weird. Like I'm older than these guys, and on top of that, like I just don't really care for, their type of personalities and who these people are. But then like you are in our group of people with like me, Mercy, Sharp, Blue, like, that whole group. We're not necessarily a team together, but you found your people that you in this community that you can talk to and stuff. But I think that there is definitely an age thing, because there's just like, unless you kept it hidden from people, if nobody saw your face or anything, then but
yeah, I mean,
there definitely are older people out there in teams and stuff. I mean, I've seen it. Even when I was younger, I was still talking to people that were 28 to 30 years old, literally in the same team that I was, I mean, not nearly as many, but I mean, they're out there,
You can look at it from the opposite end of the spectrum too. Like, if you have somebody that's 10 years old in your team, you're gonna look at that a little bit weird. Like,
you know what's
you're gonna be
true
like,
too?
what is this little kid doing in our chat? When we're all 20 to 25-year-olds for the most part.
You know what's funny is like a good amount of like the big creators and stuff that are out there, like, no, they didn't all start out from the sniping team, but they started out from some form of like organization or knowing about some form of organization, and then they ended up like growing off of that. Like, if you want to take like Scarce as example, like Scarce was in like the sniping community for like years, like, and he was the leader of SB, and then he's just started, like, he got older, I guess, grew out of that shit, and then branched off into his own content. Like, there's tons of content creators that start off doing one thing, and then they end up finding like their real niche, and then they move out. And like, if you really like all the successful ones, like, yeah, there are like the young ones, because it's like trendy type of shit, stuff like that. But a lot of the people that have been in this organization, like, they are like 28, like 30 something years old, like, and they're just now hitting it, and it's
that's my
just
thing.
working
That's
for
my
them.
thing with the orgs. I mean, you're kind of hitting the nail on the head there a little bit. Like me personally, like I like making content. I've been making content for a lot of years. I mean, it's ain't new to me, but it's just that it's just what I'm feeling at the moment, and I'm not gonna conform to anyone. If I'm supposedly in a team with, like when you guys first met, when I first met Mercy, I was sniping. So I was putting out some little sniping shit every once in a while, whatever. Then I moved to streaming. Okay, within streaming, I've jumped from playing Call of Duty to playing other games to just fucking talking. And honestly, I think that's what I'm best at, is just talking. But either way, but like that journey, I like going through that, and I like being able to pivot whenever I need to. I feel like if I'm conformed within team, I have to be labeled as something, whatever. Like, I don't like the idea of that. I like to be able to just either grow or not grow, but on my own terms.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that.
I feel like you like an org is never really a necessary thing.
I don't think it is.
But like, what am I trying to get at here? I'm thinking. I had something on the top of my head, but I lost it. All right, somebody else talk, because I'm not going to remember it right now.
What's the next topic? Let's just move on to the next topic.
All right. So we're basically saying that orgs are helpful, but they aren't necessary to grow. You just have to be able to put in the work for yourself.
Your own content should always come before.
Yes, exactly.
Joining any org. You gotta know what you want to do. Like, I mean, the YouTube algorithm the TikTok algorithm, every single algorithm that you look at on a type of social media platform always comes down to your niche and what specific people are looking at, and you got to figure out what that is for your content. And an org, regardless of, if you haven't figured that out, an org's not going to do anything to help you.
Yeah, I don't think you should ever rely on the org. I mean, if you're in the org, cool. If you're happy, I'm happy. You should never rely on it. You should always take control of your own brand. Like say J Bend, your brand is J Bend. Your brand is not front J Bend, it's J Bend. The front part, if you leave it one day, then that's fine. You've already got your brand. You should always be focusing on your brand. Like Mercy was front. It's Mercy. It's not front Mercy. The time you're there, that's what you're called. That's just to let people know that's who you're with.
And just to put it out there, it is pretty sad how many people really do follow you just for, the fan standpoint, how they just follow you for the name in front of you, because there were so many people that when I left front, they'd stop coming to streams, they stopped liking tweets. Some of them even just flat out unfollowed me. Like some people that like were actually really chill, like, like I got to like know them, like came into the stream like multiple times a week, like, and then they just drop off. That's it. It's pretty crazy.
And that's exactly what I'm saying, where that's the problem with a lot of things that happen with joining a team, because then people will get that support, but at the same time it's support for the time being. They're supporting you because you're in that team. I'm not supporting you because they want to watch your shit.
Yeah.
So like you built a community of people within that team, but then as soon as you lose the team, I mean that's their decision, obviously, to unfollow and not come through and stuff. But like that's because it's a community that's built around that team, and not an actual community of just random people coming in and being like, hey, I like this guy's shit. Yeah. So that's what it all comes down to. And why am I forgetting so much stuff tonight, man?
So next week we are going to have a guest appearance on the stream. We're gonna have 4 J-Ben, you're going to be there, right? Hopefully 4 people. And the 4th person is going to be the leader of Psycho Colby, the man himself, the living legend. He's going to be in the stream. He's been in this community for so long. He's been the leader of Psycho for, I believe, around like 8 years or something. It's nuts. I've known Colby since like back in the day, long time ago. Like we don't really talk at all, but I was grinding for Psycho years ago, so I ended up getting back in touch with him, and he wants to come on into the stream, so I think it'll be pretty cool. And a lot of people might know some of these like content creators and stuff, all the guests that we have, just like by their face of their content, but they don't actually like know who they are as a person. So that's why I think it would be good. Like, for example, Colby, if we get him in here, like, you might know him just as the leader of Psycho, but you haven't heard him have a conversation like this before, probably, unless you're close to him. So I think it would definitely be it's going to be a pretty interesting podcast next week. I'm excited for it.
I just want to ask him how much money he put into the team.
I bet you he'll say it. We'll see. I'm excited.
Because, I mean, that's the funny thing, is it all comes down to money in the end.
Why do you say that?
We'll have another.
That's gonna drag us out even more here.
I'm saving that one. That's gonna come down to a whole different thing on how to build an org and whatnot. I got this in my brain.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, for anyone watching and or listening, this maybe gave you some insight into teams and orgs, to make your own decision and how you feel about them. Coming from 3 different very different perspectives.
Yes.
So if you want to catch this VOD, we have recorded this time, so this will go up on YouTube, and we'll probably post that link all over Twitter when it does go up, probably the next day or 2. Podcast version, as in audio version, we'll do the same. Just search Content Junkies on your whatever platform you use. I'm not sure Apple is up yet, but I don't even know if it might even use Apple anymore. Anyway, it's on Spotify. Go to fucking Spotify.
Everybody uses Spotify.
Yeah. Go to fucking Spotify. And I think that's all we got. If you want to follow me for any reason and hear my rants or catch my streams, I am at jweeks23 on Twitch and on Twitter. J Ben, what are you?
You can follow my Twitter at it's jbend, and then my Twitch is, I believe, yeah, it's just jbend. And then the one thing I want to leave from the end of the episode today is just, if you're grinding, you're making content, do that shit for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it for any team. Do that for yourself.
Mm-hmm. My all my ats show no mercy. My Twitch is show no mercy TV. Mercy gang gang gang. My advice for this stream is don't fucking join grinders chats. If you're good enough, they'll see you. You got to think of yourself as a king. Produce good content. People will notice. Stay on the grind. Don't give up. So that's all I got.
All right. Until next time.
Peace out. Content junkies forever.